Hello, and welcome back to Behind the Eyes of Our Youth from MLK Philadelphia High School, where we talk about anything and everything. My name is Malaysia. I'm here today with
Aniyah Daniels.
one of our candidates for student body president, and I am Malaysia Slappy, and we're also here with
Jabari, right?
nice to meet you. All right, so during the debate, one of your biggest topics, talking points, was the lunchroom and the lack of lunch count. But the other thing concerning that would also be the amount of students that engage in school lunches. So the number that they get of numbers is the number that they send to their company to get the food, to get the prices, to get everything that they need. So what is some ways that you account for stuff around that?
I would say the top thing is with students not wanting to eat school lunch is with how it tastes. So we would have more students wanting to eat the lunch if it tasted better, which is where that would play in with getting people to actually try it that are high up there and then working on changing what we have for lunch. But that definitely, yes, that's what I was saying.
Because, I'm sorry. Because then your other statement was that we need more lunches and there's lack there of the amount of lunches that we have. But if we do get more lunches and then there's an overflow, how will you account for that?
I would say for us to minimize how many extra lunches we get, and possibly start doing a count on when it comes to what are we going to have for lunch, and then see what students like this lunch more, what students don't like this lunch as much. And then we can really see what lunches we don't really want to spend so much money on and what lunches it's like, okay, we'll buy extra of these because we know people really like these.
So in your way, you would set up a way of test starting the lunches
Right.
first, or is it you will put up a form and then that's how you would do it?
It might be a form or even just seeing how many students go to lunch when this is being served versus when something else is being served, how many students come to lunch.
See, that's the other thing. How would you account for the students that just don't want to be in the lunchroom?
That plays into the environment part. So that is another thing that I'm working on with the cafeteria environment and the cafeteria cleanliness. And I can definitely see that changing once I am president.
Okay. Do you have any comments on any of the topics that we just discussed?
Educational equity. We're starting going to educate board meetings, talking about lunches and advocating for food and educational resources that we don't have in the school. For example, we have a permanent substitute for a Spanish teacher for the sophomores, and that's not really the principal's fault. It's 400. So we did a protest recently talking about, that we need resources not only for this school, but for every other school going through the same situation that we're going through. So,
Got you. Okay. And the next topic is something y'all already talked about. How will you encourage student engagement? How will you get students to come to school every day, be in class, just be there as a student?
Yeah, I would say again, a big thing is environment.
Okay.
How the teachers are with students, how they're talking to each other, how the vibe of the classroom. So I would definitely say environment is the most important thing.
so normally when they come in with uniforms, most kids get put out. Either because they can't afford to wash their uniforms that they have to wear every single day, or they don't have it. So with more spirit weeks or more stuff in that matter, they can come to school regularly with the clothes that they would wear outside, and they would feel more comfortable coming to school instead of being bullied because they're a sophomore or they have freshman colors and they're supposed to be a senior.
Okay, that's the other question. Do y'all believe that this school prioritizes the uniform over the attendance?
They do.
I absolutely.
Okay, and then if so, why do y'all believe that?
Well, I have personally witnessed students being put out and saying, "Oh, you can't come today because you're not wearing uniform," and things like that. And now this student is not going to class. They are not getting the education that they came here to get simply because they're not wearing clothes that they were required to wear. And I was really bothered by that.
Right. And I am a junior now, and this has been happening ever since I was a freshman. So with more spirit weeks, we try to lessen that effect that it has on certain students, because now they miss a test day and they can't make that up because they got turned away because their uniform wasn't on, or they missed a project, or they didn't learn what they were supposed to learn that day because they got put out. So it lies on them because they couldn't wear a uniform.
Got 2 questions left. Well, this one is basically just, what is your goal as your vice president, as president? What is your goal in student government?
My goal in student government is to make a lasting impression on King. I don't want this to be a student government, into which once I am no longer president, it's as if I didn't do anything. No one can remember what I did. But I want to be able to graduate and people still seeing what I put into the school. That is what I'm working to do.
Okay.
And my goal is to be a voice for the students, whether it's trips that they want, because for trips or for events, their ideas gets pushed away and staff is mostly doing it. Like the Halloween event, that was done by student council, not the voice of the students, not what they actually wanted. I did not see them going to each student asking them what they wanted to do, or what event would they want, or what decorations would you want for this Halloween party. And that also lies with the spirit events that they plan. How are you going to plan a spirit event and tell the students, then that week of spirit weeks, change it around? I just don't understand that.
Gotcha. Okay. And then this is just a little tidbit. Y'all go just give us a little hints. What can we expect from the rest of y'all campaign trail?
Well, I will say you're definitely going to see our faces a lot in your classrooms. You are definitely going to see our faces a lot.
Okay.
And you're definitely going to see presentations.
All right. That'll be all.
That'll be all.
Yes.
All right. Have a good
Thank
day.
you.